Hi everybody, I'm David Ellis. I'm a designer working at 343 here on Halo 4, and today we're going to give you a little quick look at some of the loadout and customization options that we're offering in Halo 4. First thing you notice, we're in the Spartan Hub here, which gives you a lot of choices, things you can customize, your Armour, your Spartan ID. We're going to look at first here is our loadouts. We're just going to go into there. You see we have 5 custom loadouts that we can customize. As you can hear today, we have everything actually unlocked. When the game comes out this November, you'll have to work to unlock new weapons, new armor abilities, new grenades, and our new armor mods. We have 2 examples here. It's our tactical package and the support package, which you can select from. First off, I'm just going into the first loadout here. And of course, you can customize it, all the weapons and everything. You can also rename your loadouts. So if you, if you want one that you're driving, you want to drive with or take vehicles out with, your secondary weapon, you can choose plasma pistol. So I'm just going to get a primary weapon, show off a couple of those here. You see we have our main weapons here, and you see we have some other things here, which is our skins, which we're doing for pre-order. So some of those are available. If you check out other retailers and stuff, you can pick up some of those. Have our battle rifle, DMR. Interesting, we're bringing the DMR back from Halo Reach, and of course bringing the battle rifle back from Halo 3. So as you go down here, Storm Rifle, Covenant Carbine, which is one of my favorites. You've got the Suppressor, which is one of our new Promethean weapons, which serves a similar role as the Storm Rifle, although it has a much faster rate of fire. And of course we have the Light Rifle, which if you're a Halo fan going way back, may be reminiscent of the original battle rifle that was shown for Halo 2 in E3 2004. Fire from the hip, it's 3-round burst. When you zoom in, it's a single shot weapon. It's very satisfying and very deadly. I'm going to show out the secondary weapons, but first off, I'm going to switch this tactical package, which is Firepower, which actually allows you to have 2 primary weapons. Very useful. Of course, you'll unlock as you make your way through our progression system. I'm just going to switch to Mobility, which gives me unlimited sprint. Go back in here and check out the secondary weapons. You can choose between a Magnum, Plasma Pistol, and the Bolt Shot. Bolt Shot's brand new. It's a single shot semi-automatic fire, but if you hold your fire trigger down, you can actually charge it up and use it almost like a shotgun at close range. It catches people by surprise because they're not used to something that powerful coming out of that small package. Grenades, got 3 major ones to choose from: Frag Grenade, Plasma Grenade. If you like sticky kills, this is your friend. And of course the Pulse Grenade, which is a brand new grenade for Halo 4, which kind of unleashes a bubble that does progressive damage over time, so it's kind of an area of effect damage. Armor abilities, of course we're bringing back from Halo Reach. We were big fans of them there, and we're putting our own spin on them here in Halo 4. See a bunch to choose from: Promethean Vision, which we showed off at E3, Thruster Pack, which is my personal favorite, and of course going on down the line. And then we have the armor mods, which I talked about earlier. And the first type is a tactical package. You have a lot different to choose from. Mobility gives you unlimited sprint, shielding, resupply, which allows you to pick up grenades and stuff from downed enemies. Grenadier allows you to carry an extra grenade, stuff like that. And then the sport upgrade, which allows you to reload faster, get more ammo. Explosives allows your grenades to do slightly more damage, and explosives do slightly less damage to you. Not a huge difference, but just these subtle kind of tuning options that we're allowing players to have in Halo 4. Of course, once you get your loadout set, you can do some other customization. Of course, we're bringing customized armor over from Halo Reach. Got a bunch of different brand new helmets. We also have some classics coming back as well, and we're excited as people get to unlock those when the game launches. A lot of different things you can choose from, different pieces. It's pretty straightforward. Spartan ID is where you can really personalize yourself. You can change your service tag up to 4 letters and numbers. You can change your emblem, which we have a lot to choose from this time around. Some old classics, a lot of brand new ones as well. And then one of my favorite things is the stance, which is you can sort of customize your player card when you're in a party. Just scroll around, you can actually customize how your Spartan poses. It's a little thing, but it's one of my favorite new features that we're offering, the customization offerings. That's just a little taste of a lot of the stuff we're offering for loadouts and customizations in Halo 4. So thanks for joining us.
Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Ryan McCaffrey from IGN Xbox. Just came out of playing Halo 4, so this is my biggest thing of the year. There is nothing bigger on Xbox. And the best part is I just got to play the campaign for the first time. 2 missions. Mission 1 and Mission 3, although they tell us there's a prologue that actually starts the game. So we didn't play from the very, very beginning. We started in the official Mission 1, and I gotta say, any fears you may have had about this being a new developer, not Bungie anymore, what's this 343 gonna be like, how's it gonna go? Put them to rest. The game looks and feels and plays amazing. The best thing I can tell you is the weapons and the enemies. Those are the two key new components of Halo 4. You have new weapons on the Promethean side, and you have the new enemies, the Prometheans themselves, and they just work so great within the Halo universe. So on the weapons side, you've got the scatter shot, which you may remember from E3. It's like a shotgun up close, just dissolves the Promethean enemies. Just feels really, really good to pull the trigger on that. There's a number of other ones. There's a machine gun-like weapon. There's a binary rifle, which is a two-stage zoom sniper rifle, so you can zoom way the hell in on that. And then on the enemies, you saw them at E3, but we really got to fight them in the campaign sense this time. So you've got the crawlers, those are the little rabid dog looking things. You just got to pop them once or twice in the face, but only in the face, and they'll go down. Dangerous in packs, but you can pick those off. They're fun to fight because they'll flank right around you. They'll swarm around you, and you'll have to spin around going, well, what just happened? Then the Watchers and the Knights, they go together. The Watchers will actually emerge from the backs of the Knights in order to protect them. There was one point I was playing, and I gunned down a Knight, just took it right to him, blasted him, and no sooner had he started to dissolve than a beam came from a Watcher and actually just respawned him. I was like, oh my goodness, so you've got to take the Watchers out first. The Watchers they'll put hard light shields in front of the Knights to protect them. You've got to get rid of those little pesky flying Watchers first. So the big changes in Halo 4 are working. This campaign is playing great. I can't wait to see where the story goes. And then there's multiplayer too, which we're gonna get into as well. So for all things Halo, keep it locked to IGN.
I'm Kevin Franklin, the lead designer on Wargames, and we're going to be looking at some Armour abilities and Armour mods. So, big thing on Halo 4 Wargames, we wanted to make sure you're bringing in your own unique style into the battlefield. And we really looked at it as two halves. There's what you bring into the battlefield, and then there's what you use on the battlefield, what you pick up around the map, what ordnance you call in. So when we built this, we really wanted to make sure everything comboed well together, and everything sort of fit together as pieces as this one massive but very carefully balanced sandbox. So right now we're going to look at some Armour abilities and jump right into our first loadout here. So you'll see some returning favorites, but also many, many new ones for Halo 4. The first of which we have highlighted here is Promethean Vision. Promethean Vision, we really wanted to explore the new Forerunner technology. And we've explored it with weapons. I'm sure you've seen the new incineration cannon and the binary rifle, all sorts of new ways to make your opponents in multiplayer disintegrate. But Promethean Vision lets you find them. And with this, you can fire it out. It'll be like one big wave or pulse that sort of emanates around the battlefield, and it'll help you find your enemies. Thrust Pack. This is a modified version of the jetpack, but it's very directional and a very short burst. So if you can imagine an entire jetpack expulsing in one quick burst in a single direction, that's what it lets you do. It's great for getting out of the way of a grenade, getting that last inch towards an objective or an enemy if you want to melee him, or just in general getting yourself in and out of combat. And then once you use thrust pack, you're going to cut to third person, which really gives you an idea of space for the battlefield. You can see that grenade that went off that you missed, and also has a big impact as you use it. It's got a pretty short cooldown timer, but you can't just keep thrusting, so it's pretty well balanced that way. The hologram, this is returning from Reach, but we've made several improvements to it. Now it'll show up on enemies' radar as a real hologram. Their reticule will also turn red, so it's much stronger at fooling enemies. And these changes were sort of made to adopt the overall power increase of everything and make it fit within the sandbox. It's a great one if you're just starting out to fool enemies. It's awesome and free for all. One of my absolute favorites. Jetpack. This is also returning, but we've rebalanced it to fit with our new movement model in Halo 4. It's awesome in objective games, especially because you can create new routes for yourself to get up on ledges. And a lot of our level design decisions were very carefully taken into account when we wanted to figure out how high you could jetpack and where you could jetpack to. Hard light shield, this is another new one. Like the thrust pack, it does put you into third person as well. It lets you deflect and defend yourself against incoming attacks. Great for stopping a grenade, or if you're wanting to protect a teammate, if you're going 2-on-1 against a guy, it sort of really mixes up the combat flow. Active camo, as long as you stay still, it keeps you very hard to see and invisible. It's got a pretty long duration. It also has the added bonus of scrambling your enemy's radar. Auto Sentry is all new for Halo 4. It pops up a little turret that lets you defend an area. It's great for objective gameplay. The turret will last a short period of time, and it can also take damage. But once it's destroyed, if you're still alive, you can pop up another one. Regeneration Field. This is probably the biggest teamwork one of all the armor abilities. It's great in objective games as well, especially in Dominion, because you can use it in a base, and it really helps you keep your team alive. It has an added bonus as it'll knock back other enemies that are near it. So it's sort of a combo armor ability. And that's it for new armor abilities in Halo 4. The other things you can do to your Spartan 4 armor, though, is you can customize them with armor mods. And for those, we have tactical packages and support upgrades. There are tons of these that are just all willing to suit your play style, and you'll unlock them through regular progression, but also through specializations. There's quite a few of them, so I'm going to run through them very quickly. Mobility lets you sprint as much as you want around the battlefield. It's my favorite in Dominion or Big Team Battle on the larger maps when I want to keep moving. Shielding, if you've been taking damage, gets you recharged faster. Resupply lets you pick up grenades off of enemies. That's off by default now, so now it's a special ability, so you can be the one throwing more grenades. AA efficiency, so what this does is your armor abilities that we just ran through, it'll help them regenerate faster. Grenadier, this brings one more grenade of any type you're carrying. We have three grenades now in Halo 4. The new one, which you saw probably today, is the pulse grenade, so it works for that too. Firepower lets you carry 2 primaries. Fast track lets you move up quicker in rank. We've put some special code in there, so it'll only give you extra XP while you're actually using it, so you can't exploit that one. Requisition, so in Infinity Slayer and other modes with personal ordnance, it lets you earn that ordnance faster, so you can call down your power weapons, power-ups, and all the goodies you get from the Unity Infinity. Wheelman helps you drive a vehicle, makes your vehicle regenerate a little bit faster, take a little bit less damage, and reduces the EMP blast if players plasma pistol you. That's it for the tactical package. The next are support upgrades. There are 10 tactical packages and 12 support upgrades. Dexterity, this is absolutely by far my favorite because I'm a BR junkie, but it lets you reload and swap your weapons faster. And if you get speed, so if you like speed boost as a power up, gives you sort of that effect. Not as good, but it'll let you keep it the whole time. Ammo brings extra weapons, and also for any ordnance weapons you bring in from the Infinity. So if you love sniping and you call in the sniper, you'll get extra ammo for that too. Sensor, just not crazy, but just a little bit increases your motion tracker range around you, so you get better awareness of enemies. Awareness, this lets you use your motion sensors while you're using a scope, so if you're zoomed in and you still want to know who's sneaking up behind you to assassinate you, this will help you. Explosives. This makes your grenades have a little bit larger of a blast radius and helps you deal with enemy grenades coming into you. So a quick note on all these is that we really started reacting to what players wanted to bring into the battlefield and how they wanted their playstyle customized. So many of these were just created based off of our playtest feedback and what players were telling us. And then they went through many balancing passes. Ordnance priority, so this gives you more frequent ordnance drops. Stability, steadies your weapon while being struck by incoming fire. So if you start taking damage from enemies, it'll reduce the amount of knockback you get from it. Gunner, this if you love the Warthog and you're on the back of the turret all the time, or you like picking up the chain guns, this will help your weapon not overheat as much. Stealth, it makes you a little bit harder to see from Promethean vision and makes you assassinate players a little bit faster. Nemesis, so what this one will do is if you get killed and when you respawn, it'll mark the enemy who killed you for a very short period of time on the map, so you can go after him and get a nice sweet revenge medal. Or if you stole your ordnance medal, if he had stolen your ordnance, you'll get an even better one. Drop recon, this one lets you see when and where the ordnance drops are coming on the map.
So I'm Josh Holmes, I'm the creative director for Halo 4 at 343 Industries, and we are looking at Halo 4's multiplayer experience. This is a brand new Capture the Flag mode, completely re-envisioned for Halo 4. We put a ton of effort into just changing the whole presentation layer for the multiplayer experience. Oh, awesome assassination right there. That poor guy was not looking where he was going. And so you can see there's a number of changes, like you've got the overlays that call out all of the different weapon locations, ordnance locations as weapons are available. You've got really clear, there's an incineration cannon being used there. This is one of the new Promethean weapons that are available in Halo 4. This is an awesome weapon in that it's kind of like a rocket launcher, except everything in the vicinity of where it lands is immediately disintegrated. And then all of those little pods that you see, the energy pods that burst off of it, those also will incinerate if they make contact with an enemy. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of effort's been put into really putting clear verbs on the screen to let people know what they should be doing. And here you can see as a flag carrier, a big change for Halo 4 is you're no longer defenseless carrying the flag. You actually have a magnum, so you're able to defend yourself. And you can't drop the flag in Capture the Flag, which is a big change. And really we call this kind of the committed carrier experience. And what we wanted to do here was make it so that players no longer dreaded being the carrier, so they didn't feel so helpless and weak as they're carrying the flag. And then once someone has picked up the flag, they're sort of committed to that role, and they're going to have to then carry that flag all the way back to their base for the score. You also don't need to have your flag in the base in order to score. And a lot of these changes were really based around trying to make the game faster paced, a little bit more action oriented, and just a little bit more easily understood for players when they're playing it the first time, so that they can really get up to speed with the experience quickly.
Your flag taken.
What else? What else do we do? So you're looking at a new map here called Solace, and this is a relatively sort of medium to small size map that is symmetrical in nature, which makes for great competitive play. So you've got kind of a base on each side. You've got this energy vortex in the middle that can be used to launch players back up, almost like a man cannon that has sort of like an anti-grav effect. And then players need to make their run either on the upper level or the lower level to get the flag. That was a nice kill there. And there's a sniper rifle over there if Ryan wants to go and grab that. This is a great map for sniping because there's long sight lines, so you can get a player that's sort of set up on the upper level in the tower, and they can then have really great oversight over the entire map and start picking guys off. But Ryan's on a bit of a spree here. Oh, nice. Very nice. So as his teammate picks up the flag, you can see there's a really clear instruction to escort that flag carrier. And again, this is just really keeping it very clear to players, this is what you need to be doing to succeed in this mode, and promoting the idea of teamwork, so that you don't have players coming into the mode, hopefully, and just treating it like another game of Slayer. And so here Ryan's protecting his flag. If he can prevent the flag from being picked up until that timer runs down, it will then reset and go back to its position in the base. And he gets some extra points for flag defense. So you see a lot of the new scoring system that we've put, nice assassination. A lot of the new scoring system that we've put into play with Halo 4 is really there to reward players for everything that they're doing, whether they are scoring kills, whether they're taking on objectives, delivering the flag, or supporting their teammates. These are all ways that you can earn points that then go towards the development of your player. So I'm Josh Holmes. I'm the creative director for Halo 4 at 343 Industries. And what we're looking at here is Halo 4's new multiplayer experience, War Games. And this is a new mode that we call Dominion. And Dominion is a team-oriented mode where each team is trying to capture a series of bases and then hold those bases for points. And as each base is captured, it then goes through a period of time where it fortifies. And as the base fortifies, that then brings a bunch of defensive measures online, including shields and turrets, and that makes it a little easier for your team to hold on to that base. So here you can see Ryan's using the BR, classic Halo weapon reimagined for Halo 4, and but to pick up the Spartan laser, or Splazer, and this would be super effective against a vehicle if there's a vehicle nearby. Okay, so here Ryan's initiating the capture process, and so this will start a timer, and then over time this will allow his team to capture base B. But during that time he's going to have to prevent the enemy from taking the base back.
Enemy fortified Alpha. Enemy captured Bravo.
Okay, and I think the enemy has captured Bravo. If we go back into Bravo base, the enemies started the capture process. And
Enemy close to
okay, so now you're going to want to hold off the enemies here. So as each base is captured and fortified and held over a period of time, then there are resupply events that happen. And basically, when a base is resupplied, you see a bunch of new weapons that come in and vehicles. And what you just saw there is the death cam that shows off the enemy's perspective as you're being killed. So that's a new element that's been added for Halo 4. It's available in some modes and really allows players to kind of learn as they're being killed, learn how the enemy is killing them and taking advantage of them, so that they can then apply that knowledge in battle. So here we can see this is an example of a base that has been fortified. You've got turrets that are online on top of the base. You've got shields that are there to prevent enemies from coming in. And here's a vehicle pod that Ryan can go over to and deploy a ghost if he wants to take that. And so now he can use that ghost to go and attack the enemy. And so, this map here that we're looking at is a map called Longbow, and it's really a map that's focused on large-scale team combat with lots of vehicle play, really classic Halo feel to it. And Charlie's been resupplied, so there's going to be new weapons available at C base if Ryan makes his way over there. Another thing that you can see on the edges of the screen, you can see these indicators that are ordnance indicators that point the way to power weapons that have been dropped into the battlefield. You can see when they're marking the rocket launcher on top of the base. And that's really allowing players to see where they can access these weapons as they come into the battlefield. Oh, there you go, you've got a Wraith, so if you run over there you can deploy a Wraith and use that to clean up some enemies, maybe take back some of the bases that the enemies might be holding at this point. You see a resupply event there as a weapons being called in from the sky. So here we're seeing a sequence that is called Last Stand, and basically, it seems like we've got an AFK here. No mercy. Basically, what happens is as your team takes over all 3 of the bases, that puts the enemy team into last stand mode, and so all of the enemies are then are issued overshields so they can take extra damage, but they only have that 1 life left. And then a victory condition for this mode is that you then eliminate all the remaining enemies, which Red Team was able to do with an overpowered Splazer attack on the poor AFK. So there you have an example of Dominion being played in Halo 4.